Breaking. This is Channel 2 Action News at 5 p.m. Coverage you can count on.
The father who murdered his son by leaving him in a hot SUV now knows his fate.
Sentence of the court is life to serve in confinement without parole.
New at 5, we're talking to our legal analyst about why she thinks the judge gave Ross Harris the maximum sentence.
Good afternoon. I'm Justin Farmer.
I'm Jovita Moore. The judge handed Ross Harris a sentence of life in prison plus 32 years. Channel 2's Ross Cavett has followed every minute of this case since it started more than 2 years ago. He begins our live Team 2 coverage in Cobb County. And Ross, you asked the prosecutor today if he regrets not going for the death penalty.
That's right. Cobb County District Attorney Vic Reynolds says no, that was never an option in this case from the beginning. He also said today was not a day to celebrate. He says this was simply the end, a just sentence for an awful, horrific trial. The jurors heard over 6 weeks from some 70 witnesses, but they never heard from Ross Harris himself. And just before she sentenced him, the judge gave Harris one last chance to tell his side.
If you have any disagreement with the way it's being conducted, now is the time to speak. All right.
Ross Harris did not testify during his trial. He chose not to speak as Judge Mary Staley Clark prepared to sentence him. In fact, his lawyers declined to put up any argument or witnesses at all.
For the defense.
We have no argument.
Prosecutors did not put up evidence either, saying the 6-week trial against Harris had said it all. Jurors finding Harris guilty of murdering his son Cooper by leaving him in the family's SUV on a hot June day. They asked for the max.
There's only one sentence that reflects the evil nature of what he did.
Judge Staley Clark said she'd follow the state's recommendation, saying the jury's verdict showed they believe the murder of Cooper Harris was deliberate and wanton, and that Cooper's horrendous death called for it.
Who had been placed in the trust of his father and in violation and dereliction of duty to that child, if not love of that child, callously walked away and left that child in a hot car in June in Georgia in the summer to swelter and die.
Minutes later, Harris and his attorneys calmly and quietly signed the paperwork, sending him to prison for life without the chance of parole, with another 32 years added for the other charges.
Just wait a second.
Defense attorneys likely did not let Harris speak for appellate reasons. They would not talk to us, the defense team, following the sentencing today, but did tell me outside the courtroom they did plan to file the appeals within the first 30 days as the law requires, but that other attorneys will likely have to follow through on those appeals, which will run for years. We are live outside the courthouse in Marietta. Ross Cavett, Channel 2 Action News.